you're one of these people listening who's always focused on the content, well, I got to write the perfect thing and I got to work with AI and I got to spend 2 hours. We don't care.
It's so funny. I remember talking to somebody at a conference who spends all his time obsessing about what to post and has all these amazing educational awesome videos, and like his second most popular video is like something he ate at In-N-Out Burger. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. It's
just
always
completely
that
random.
way too. It's like the thing you think is going to go the least well is the best. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's
Well,
pretty
thank you for
funny.
that. I think those are a lot of really, really good tips, and you've got so much
Yeah.
experience there. I think that's really helpful. I have heard that email lists are one of the most valuable things you can start to collect and really prize. But anyway, let's talk about your upbringing. Um, what did you learn about health, nutrition, exercise? Like, that era was different, as we all know. Like most people were doing aerobics or doing very low fat diets. What kind of awareness did you have about the nutrition space, the workout space as you
Yeah.
were, growing up and then starting your career and all that stuff?
Yeah. I grew up with very different parents. They were immigrants who one was obsessed with Oprah and did all of the diets that came across that TV show in the 80s. I and my That's my mom. My dad is a fitness guy, played soccer all through college. So I sort of had two very different takes on nutrition, and I don't know what did it, but I was very aware of wanting to feel healthy from a really young age. And I don't mean I fortunately wasn't one of those women who started out with a lot of disordered eating in high school. And I never ventured into that, but I was very aware of what made me feel like crap and what made me feel really good. And I always wanted to feel super good. So I think as early as college, I started to go and have a visit with a nutritionist here and there just to get the latest tips on what I should be doing. When I had my first baby girl, um, through a series of events I don't need to get into, it turned out that I had, I forgot what it's called, but sort of like the warning signs of colon cancer. Like I had
Oh,
the pre-cancerous stuff. That was not fun to find out. And so I think that began I'm actually going to pay attention to exactly what I'm, I'm putting in my mouth. And so I spent a ton of time researching and researching some more, visiting with some nutritionists, not knowing what I was doing. And I realized, okay, colon issues, I'm going to become vegetarian. So I did that for a really, really long time. I tested out, I watched that movie with Joe the Juicer, and I ended up doing a 30-day juice fast. I
fat,
don't
sick,
remember
and nearly dead.
that one. And then after that juice fest, it was one of those where it was really hard to do, but then I felt really good at the end of it. I did not yet know how much sugar I was drinking. I decided, you know what, vegetarianism, that was a fun challenge. Let's head to veganism. So then I moved into being vegan for about 8 years. Uh,
8 years. I didn't know that.
yeah. Eight, yeah, maybe 7, but I think it was 8 years. And I was bored at home one day, not feeling so great. And I turned on the TV and there was this, how it sort of looks like Instagram, lots of squares on my screen. I don't know if it was Netflix. And there was this bright yellow background to the name of this movie that just said fat. And I had seen every single nutrition movie I thought until then. So I clicked on it and that changed my life. I learned in one movie how bad veganism and vegetarianism could be for a person. And so I thought, just like I did with business ideas, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go test this out. So for a month, I changed everything into pretty much, I guess it's a keto diet. I don't know what it's officially called. And I just took out all grains, all sugars. I felt good enough that I roped my husband into it. And the two of us decided, you know what, let's do this for as long as we can stand it. And we have not gone back.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know the depth of that particular story. So the movie, the cover is very striking. You would have seen it on Amazon Prime, most likely. I think is the
Okay.
landing place where
Perhaps.
where it came out. And yeah, you just see this big word called fat made by Vinny Tortorich. We've hosted him on the show several times and talked about how he made that. And he's sitting in that chair with the fireplace. He was actually, I learned this later. He I think he was near a conference that was happening and kind of like coaching some of the people that were attending the conference. And I
Oh,
think that
hilarious.
whoever did the conference was not too happy about it, and they maybe had like a little bit of a feud. But that's where he got all those great interviews all in the same place. And it was just a hotel room, basically, like is
Oh,
where
that's really
he did
clever.
all of
I
that.
mean, it was sort of like this combo of storytelling and science that, again, I was a bio major, so I need the science. That sort of it just had me saying, wait, is this real? Because it was the antithesis of everything I had seen on Instagram selling veganism. It had been the antithesis of everything I was told growing up: stay away from butter, stay away from all the things. And so when I started it, I will say, of all of the adventures I've had in nutrition, this has been the hardest and has been the most valuable.
Wow.
Like, it's unbelievable how it has worked. And so my husband and I keep telling each other, well, we said that about veganism for a good 4 years because we felt great at the beginning. And then it started going downhill. And so we continued that sort of like, well, we don't know if this is going to work long term, but it feels really good right now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I've made this offer for years and years now. I'll make it again here. If any of you listening, and any of you watching, if you have to pay to watch Fat 2, Beyond Impossible, or Dirty Keto, any of Vinny's movies, if you have to pay, you message me personally and I will personally Venmo you whatever you paid to
Stop.
rent and
That's
watch them.
amazing.
I've put that out for years. I've had maybe like two or three people ever take me out on it, but I will Venmo
Wow.
you the money to rent that movie or buy the movie or whatever you have to do. They are so well done and they are life changing. So
So
I
well done. So well done. And I mean, I will be honest, I got so hooked and then my psyche, I don't know, my mindset was so resistant after you sort of get off the addiction of sugar and you start wandering into, wait, now I got to keep doing this? I can't go back to a Snickers? Like what? Wait, it's so confusing for how we are ingrained in the brain that I ended up paying 20 bucks a month to join Vinny's community so that I could just keep getting this feedback loop of, no, no, you're on the right path. No, no, you're on the right path. I listen to a lot of podcasts. That is how I was introduced to our dear friend Robin, because she's
gotcha.
featured in his stuff, which is how I got introduced to you. So the whole community is gorgeous. And it really has changed my husband's life. And I want to say it's not just about body size. It's not just about like the feeling good thing. I have found that I have never eaten in a way that's changed me enough that if I'm performing musically, I sound different. Like if I'm in a session with a coaching client, I I can see things now with such clarity that everybody talks about mental clarity, but like it didn't really happen for me till this. It's um it's pretty amazing, and you have to
It,
do it for yourself to know.